All right, we have a German and Soviet force fighting today, mid-war, Ghost Panzers versus Red Banner, going to be themed on the Battle of Kursk. We're going to have a big game, about 240 points per side. So for the German side, we have an SS Panzergrenadier Company using the command card to turn them to SS, HQ units in a SDKFZ half-track, 2 Panzergrenadier platoons in half-tracks, a Schwer MG-34 platoon in half-tracks, then a 7.5 centimeter gun platoon with soft-skin transports, a mortar platoon with a soft-skin transport, and that's that formation. And then we have a second formation, which is an SS Mixed Panzer Company. We have a HQ with a Panzer IV and Panzer III. We have a Panzer IV platoon, and we have a Panzer III platoon. I'll have to replace that turret before we start. In support, we have a 2-strong Tiger platoon with Tiger Ace upgrade, a 2-strong Panther platoon, 10.5 centimeter artillery, and Panzer II Recon. Or not Panzer II Recon, sorry, that's the Panzer II OP. For the Soviets, we're starting with a Hero Motor Rifle Battalion, upgraded to a Guards Hero Motor Rifle Battalion. We have the 2 HQs teams, and then we have 3 Hero Motor Rifle companies. We then have a Hero Motor Rifle SMG Company, a Mortar Company, Maksim Company, and a 120mm company. Second formation is a Guards Heavy Tank Company with a single KV HQ, a platoon of 2 KV-1s, and a platoon of 3 KV-1S. And for the third Soviet formation, we have a T-34 battalion with the HQ tank, one company of 7 T-34s upgraded with the Ram Attack card, and one platoon of T-34s, one company of 7 T-34s, 3 of which are upgraded to T-34 57s. In support, we have 2-strong Su-85 Tank Hunter Company, and a platoon of 76mm is 3 divisional field guns. And here we have the table for today. We've placed objectives, and we have placed our minefields and ranged in markers. So let's start with the objectives. The German player has placed their objective here, and the Soviet player has placed their objective farther back in the tree lines there for protection. Then Bree placed her minefields. She elected to, because we're playing 240 points, and you get a minefield for every 25 points in no retreat. She got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? There's 10, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 10. So we did a double wide minefield here, and we have done a minefield across there, just trying to kind of limit my approaches and really only giving me a clear line through the very clustered village. Then she placed her artillery ranged in markers. So we have one on the objective there, which is your 76s, you said?
Yes.
So uses 3s. And then we have one here. Which one's this one?
The words have escaped me. I have forgotten names.
Big or small mortars?
Big.
So the 120mm mortars, and then here with the 82mm mortars. And then I placed my 10.5 centimeter artillery ranged in that little tree stand, and I'm not going to bother with the other 2 because they're going to be starting moving. Okay, we'll be right back after deployment. All right, here we have the Soviet deployment. The artillery are there to cover that objective where they've ranged in, and also be anti-tank guns because they're useful for that. The Hero Motor Rifles have taken position in the edge of the town and in the trees themselves. We've got the 120mm mortars there. We've got the Maxim Company there protecting that flank. We've got a rifle company and the 82mm mortars there. We've got the Formation Command and that rifle company, and the last rifle company there. Got the KV-1s, S's, and the KV-1s, and then the KV Command. And in reserve are the T-34 battalion, and the Hero SMG Company. The Germans have Clever Hans Tigers there. Then we have the Panzer II OP and the 10.5s. The SS Armored Panzergrenadier Company on the roadway, ready to move as quickly as they can. And the Mixed SS Panzer Company and the Panthers in support there. On to German, turn 1. Alright, German movement, the Armored Panzer Grenadier Company. Most of them road dashed forwards. The command, half-track, and the 1st platoon just tactical forward. I don't quite want to move up there until I can dismount. The Panzer platoons and the Panthers moved up to the edge of the crop field. I'm going to try and engage those KVs while the While the Panzer IIIs are moving up to support the Armored Panzer Grenadiers, and the Tigers are just going to stay stationary and see if they have range to shoot up those Zis guns before I move forward. Obviously, the artillery is staying still, and the observer is also staying still so that he can call in a strike. Moving on to shooting. Okay, so at the start of my shooting step, I'm going to attempt to call in a bombardment with a 10.5s here, and I'm going to attempt to target over at your artillery.
Okay.
So we'll just move the ammo point from. So I had put my range to marker in the trees. I'm just going to shift it over to the second gun over from the tree stand, just so I have line of sight still from my observer, and I'm not going to have tall terrain underneath it. So I'll just range it on a 3+.
Okay.
Attempt to range in on a 3+, and I range in on the first attempt, so we'll come back right after we find how many batteries. Alright, so we're going to get 3 of the guns. So your hit on number for your Zis guns, I believe, is a 3+.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I ranged in on my first attempt, but I am only 2 guns firing. So I'm only 2 guns firing, so I'm rerolling successful hits. So I'll get 2 hits to start, and then I reroll those. So I'll get 1 hit, which I will assign just to this battery gun here on a 4+. So you save. So they get pinned.
Okay.
Moving on. Okay, so 3 of the Panzer IIIs are going to shoot the KV-1 formation commander. He is shooting through cover.
Okay.
And all 3 are over 16. You are aggressive, so you hit on 3+. At range for these 2, you'll be hit on a 4+. And because he is shooting through cover and you haven't moved and you haven't shot, you are on the ground. So he's hitting you. These 2 are hitting on 4+, he's hitting on a 6+.
Okay.
So I'll do him first. Hitting on a 6+, which won't happen.
Okay.
And the other 2 hitting on a 4+. 1 will go and hit you, so it automatically just gets assigned to your formation commander. Now, your front armor was 7.
Yeah.
Which at 16 inches becomes 8, but you get the +1. And then my late 5cm panzers are anti-tank 9. So don't roll a 1.
Watch me roll a 1.
Nope.
Nope.
So
Okay.
that spangs off your front armor.
Alrighty.
That's an uncomfortable feeling. I'm not used to that. Moving on.
All right.
So because that works so well, let's try it again, but slightly different. The 3 Panzer IVs here are going to shoot the KV-1s, and they're KV-1s, not KV-1s, so they have more armor. So watch and see how this is funny. Now, this guy I'm going to target specifically because he's not in cover and I can spread hits to the other dude.
Okay.
So I'll just be hitting you on a 4+ because you're over 16. So I'll get 1 hit, which assigns to him. Now, his armor on the KV-1 is front armor 9, which at this range becomes front armor 10, and my anti-tank is 11, so don't roll a 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back to playing Light War now.
Okay.
Okay, I really want to kill one of these KV-1s, so I'm going to shoot my 2 Panthers at it. Essentially, it'll be the exact same thing, hitting on a 4+ because you're over 16. I'm going to target the 1 dude in the open, but AT is a little higher on these. So, hitting on 4s, I get 2 hits.
Cool.
I'll put 1 on each. Alright, so 1 hit goes on each tank. So the one in the open, we'll do him first, and then the one on the right. Your front armor is 9, becoming 10 at this range. My anti-tank is 14. So you need to roll a 4 to equal, or a 5 to ignore.
Okay.
So, left tank.
Left tank.
6, okay, and the right tank is a 3. All right, so that one goes in because it doesn't equal my firepower, or my anti-tank, and my firepower is a 3+. I will bail out your tank.
Okay.
Moving on. Alright, Soviet starting step. We're going to start with remounting the bailed-in, or bailed-out rather, KV-1. You said they're confident, so 4+, yeah?
4+.
Alright, so let's see if we get a 4+.
Possible reroll because the commander's right next to them. I got a 3.
So we got a command unit reroll.
I got a 2.
Alright, so they do not remount. So then we do the motivation check on them to unpin, which I believe will still be a 4+ because it's artillery.
Got a 3.
So they stay pinned. Alright, so now we have to do the unit last stand.
Right.
Which was a separate set?
3+ last stand.
Alright, they get a 3+. So they stick around. Okay.
Cool.
Completely forgot. She gets a reserve roll. 1 die at turn 1. On a 5+, you get a unit. 4+, no unit. Alright, Soviet shooting step. We're starting with some artillery. So Bree is using the KV-1 command tank. First attempt to call in a repeat bombardment on the already ranged-in marker for the 120mm mortars.
It's him, and just the edge of him.
Comes over, so it's actually over top the ranged-in marker. So you're hitting 1 Panther and 3 Panzer IVs.
Okay.
Alright, so we'll roll in 2 groups because it's 2 separate units. So the Panther, you're hitting me on a 3+. Yep. And 3 dice for the Panzer IVs, hitting me on 4+. Rerolling fails because you have 6 guns firing. Alright, so assign the hits. My top armor is 1 on the Panthers and the Panzers. Your anti-tank is 2. So on the Panther, it equals, and you can potentially bail me out.
Cool.
And on the Command Panzer IV, it bounces, and the other Panzer III, it bounces.
Cool.
So then we just have to check the firepower of the 120mm. And it is a 3+. So on a 3+, you bailed out my Panther.
Bailed out.
Of course. Excellent. The platoon of KV-1S that moved into the center of the village is going to shoot into the lead armored half-track. So 3 shots. I'm just behind the crest of the hill, so I'm in cover. So my 4+ becomes 5+.
Nope.
No hits. Next, the KV-1S formation commander is going to shoot at the Panzer IIIs. I'm at range, but I'm not in cover, so you're hitting me on 5s. 1 hit. So we've assigned the hit to that Panzer III. My front armor is 6, at range becomes 7, and your anti-tank is 9. So I need a 2 or better, I think. Yeah, 7 plus 3 because I'm at range. Yeah, so that is ignored.
Cool.
Next, you are going to do the unbuild out tank from that platoon at the Panzer IVs. They are in cover, so you'll be hitting me on 6s.
Nothing.
Okay. Alright, starting step, I'm going to attempt to bail back in the tank on a 4+. And he bails back in. Okay. I don't have to worry about them running away.
Okay.
I think that was the only thing I had bailed out. Yep.
I believe so, yep.
Moving on to the movement step. Alright, German movement. The SS Mixed Panzer Company is moving forward to engage up the hill. That Panzer Grenadier platoon shifted over. That Panzer Grenadier platoon has deployed and is attempting to shoot and then possibly assault. Tigers move forward. Half-tracks are trundling forward there. And the 7.5 centimeters are looking for some cover. Now, as my wife pointed out, because I'm a bit of an idiot and I didn't realize that it's actually 4 half-tracks per Panzer Grenadier platoon, one of which has a 3.7 centimeter gun. I completely glazed over that and only saw 3 MG versions, so I've deployed the MG 42s and have taken their transports by sending them to the rear, and they're now here. And the odd-colored one in each platoon is the 3.7 centimeter. So, yeah, well, you know, it happens. Mistakes. It doesn't really change the game so much. So,
No.
the Panzer IIIs, I still have to move them, and the mortars deployed. And the Panzer IIIs just moved up there to engage the KVs. Okay, so some mistakes were made in my force choosing, but we're moving past that. So we're going to start over here with this Panzer Grenadier platoon. Only the front rank can fire. He's got space, but I forgot that I should have moved him over, but whatever. So we've got 1, 2, 3 firing. I'm moving rate of fire here of 2. You are concealed because you're stationary, and you didn't fire last turn, so you're also gone to ground. So I'll be hitting you on 5s.
Okay.
And I will get 3 hits, which I'll just put on the unit in the building, the unit in the open there, and then that team there. And then they're all the same team, so you can roll them all together. It's 3 up infantry save. You failed 1, so then I need to make a firepower check. I think an MG is a firepower 6+. Yeah. So on a 6, I kill 1. I don't kill 1.
Okay. But they're pinned down now, aren't they?
No, I need at least 5 hits to pin you, I think. Maybe more. I have to check.
Okay.
All right, moving on. All right, Panther here. That is at the crest of the hill. He doesn't have a line of sight because he's too far down. He's going to shoot into your KV-1s. Hitting on a 3 at this point because you're not in cover to me, and we're both under 16. And I'll miss.
Okay.
Then we'll do these 2 Panzer 3s. Same target. Also hitting on 3+. I'll get 1 hit, which I'll put on him. And my anti-tank on a Panzer 3 long 5 centimeter. I think I said was 9 before.
I think so.
Yeah, 9. Your front armor is 7 on them because they're the KV-1S. So you need a 2 or better.
Yep.
Ping. Okay. And then just my artillery left to do. So we'll start with the 10.5s here. Repeat bombardment on your divisional field guns.
Okay.
We already know I've got 3 under the token. So hitting on 3s, re-rolling successes because there's only 2 guns firing. So 1 hit on a 4+, but because it's a repeat bombardment, you have to re-roll successful saves.
Okay. Nope.
Okay, and then I need to pass a firepower check, which I don't. But you pinned down.
We're already pinned down.
Oh, well.
Because they didn't unpin last time.
Fine. And then I don't think anyone can sight for the 82mm mortars. So that's the end of my turn 2 on your second turn. Alright, Soviet turn 2 starting step. We're going to attempt to bail in this tank again on a 4+.
Okay. And I got a 4.
Awesome, so they unbail. And then we unpin the field guns, also on a 4+.
Okay. And they got a 4.
Awesome. Alright, and then your reserve roll 2 dice now because it's turn 2, and 5+ you get a unit.
Nope.
Okay. So at the end of the Soviet starting step, I forgot, they arrived for an ambush. It took us a little bit just to make sure they'd fit in, but they just barely fit in. They're not within range of the minefield, so my Tigers may be in some slight trouble. So walk me through the rest of your movement step.
Alright, so the only thing that really moved otherwise was these guys just moved up a little bit so that they can take pod shots into the guys and take pod shots right into your face.
Alrighty, giant, heavy Soviet tanks charging my Panzer 3s. What could go wrong?
Yep, this is going to be an event.
Yep. Yup. Alright, we're going to start with the very hidden Su-85s. Are going to take some shots at the Tiger tanks. You are stationary, so you use your stationary rate of fire, which is 2 each. I am just under 16 inches, so you're just adding +1 because you're shooting through more than 2 inches of terrain. So hitting on 5s with 4 shots.
Nothing.
Do you want to try re-rolling that with Lucky?
Yes.
Just 1.
Just one
I
die?
think Lucky says just 1. Yeah, you can discard this card to re-roll any 1 die.
Alright.
No.
Even worse.
Okay. All right, so after thinking about it, the 3 KV-1Ss are going to open up on the Panzer 3s. You've got your moving rate of fire of 1 each. I am just over the crest of the hill, so I won't claim cover. So you hit me on 4s.
Okay. 2 hits.
All right, so 1 on the front of each tank, and my armor value on a Panzer 3 is 6, and your anti-tank, already forgotten because I hardly ever get to use KV1s, was 9. So on one tank, I'm going to need a 3D equal of 4 to ignore, so on the one tank, goes in, and on the other tank, goes in. All right, so firepowers on the KV1 are 3+. You can just roll them together if you wish. So 1 destroyed and 1 bailed out.
Cool.
All right, we're going to do some hero rifles are going to open up with their DPMG teams. So these 4, him, and these 2 all shooting into here. That is 7 teams at rate of fire 2. So 14 dice.
Okay.
You're hitting me on 4s because I'm in the open.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Big ouch time.
And hitting on 4s.
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to be in that guy, but I think it's going to slide in the hill.
Yep.
There.
Nope, that's MG42. That's a different squad.
Oh, okay. So I guess I got to start doubling now. And they, I guess they can get him, can't they?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll double up with the guy at the very front there.
Okay. So guy with 2 hits.
Mm-hmm.
Dies. And then moving on, so the unit commander dies. The squad beside him dies. He lives. He dies. He lives, and the last 2 lives.
Okay.
All right, you're going to do a 82mm mortar strike, which is going to hit that one Soskin transport. The guns aren't actually on the table. I'm just using them to mark what's towed by the Soskins. The company command units with the flags are going to spot on the pre-ranged in marker. So just 1 die, hitting me on 4+. Hits. Okay. And then I have an unarmored tank team save of 5+, which I'll save.
Cool.
Okay, German starting step turn 3. I'm going to start with bailing in the tank. It was an SS Panzer Company, so the motivation becomes a 3+.
Okay.
So they bail back in.
Cool.
And then unpinning the SS Panzer Grenadiers. They're also motivation 3+.
Cool.
So they unpin.
Cool.
Moving on to my movement. All right, so far, I was moving around my guys. I fell back to Panzer Grenadiers because they can't really do much yet. I want to open up with my MG42s that stay stationary. I attempted to shift my tracks around. They failed their skill checks to move into the minefield. They passed, so they just move in. These guys take a anti-tank 5 on the top armor of 0. So I have to save. I have to roll 5+. They both fail out because that equals.
Okay.
And the firepower on the minefield is auto. Alright, for the rest of my movement, the Panzer Grenadier platoon is moving around the edge here, just stopping outside of the minefield. Panzer IV has moved up the hill to engage the KVs, again, just stopping outside the minefield. Company command tank shifted forward to get some side shots on these KVs, and the Panthers attempted a blitz, failed. I used my pure luck, failed again, so he's just moved and he stayed stationary.
Cool.
Moving on to shooting. All right, we're going to start with the Panzer IV platoon, shooting into the KV-1 platoon there, targeting the one guy in the open, hitting you on 3+, 4 shots because they moved, hitting twice, so 1 on each. Your front armor was 9 and my anti-tank was 11.
Right.
So you needed 2 or better. Awesome, they both go in. All right, so the command tank on a 3+ is blown up, and the other tank on a 3+ is bailed out.
Okay.
Sweet. All right, the SS Panzer formation with a Panzer III and a Panzer IV. They're going to shoot the side armor of the KV-1S, both hitting on 3, but because they have different guns, I'm going to roll them separately. So the Panzer III with the 5cm on a 3+, misses, and the Panzer IV with the 7.5cm hits. So I'll assign it to your command tank. Do you wish to mistake and target 2 of the other tanks?
Yes, I do.
On 3+.
No.
Okay. So your side armor is 6, and my anti-tank is 11. So you need a 5 to equal and a 6 to ignore. Okay.
Nope.
So it goes in on a 3+. I blow you up. Nope. I bail you up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I completely forgot to move them up. So he'll just use his stationary rate of fire. Front armor up to KV-1S. Hitting on 3+. 2 hits.
Okay.
So 1 to the tank I target, and 1 to that tank. My anti-tank is a 9, and your front armor on the KV-1S is a 7, so you need a 2 or better.
Cool.
So one of the do these one at a time, might as well. So that bounces, and the other one. That one goes in on a 4+. I blow them up.
Cool.
Excellent. All right, Panthers are going to shoot the KVs. They failed their blitz move, so they add a +1 to the score needed to hit. He stays stationary, so he gets 2 shots, and he moves, so he gets 1 shot. So hitting on 4s, 1 hit, which I'll put on the unbuilt tank, I suppose. And it'll just go straight to firepower because side armor was 6, anti-tank is higher than 12.
Yep.
He's blown up.
Okay.
All right, the Tigers are going to engage your Su-85 Tank Killer Company.
Yep.
You're hit on a 4+. You are in cover. And I move, so 1 shot hitting on 5s.
All right.
1 hit,
Cool.
which I'll assign to the right tank. Your front armor is a 5. My anti-tank is in here somewhere. Is a 14, so I'll go straight to firepower with 3+. I'll blow up the 1 tank.
Alrighty.
All right, my spare MG-34s are going to shoot into that rifle company. They stayed stationary, so they get 6 shots each. These 2 have limited targets, so I'm going to roll them separately because they can only hit like the first 5 because of the angles. So hitting on 4s, because your hit on is 3, but +1 for cover, and you did shoot last turn.
Yep.
So the first 12. We'll get that many hits. And then the other 12, which can hit the majority of the target. Can get that many hits. So we'll be right back once I assign hits. All right, a little confusing, I know, but gonna assign. I basically assign 2 hits to everyone that I can, except the Komissar. He only got 1.
Okay. I'll start with just the Komissar with just his 1.
Sure. Okay, so that fails.
Yep. So you did.
I gotta pass a successful firepower on a 6+ to kill him. So he's fine.
Okay.
Do your unit leader next. 2 hits. 1 fails. He's fine. And then we'll just start from here and work our way over.
Yeah.
Right side guy. Fine. This guy is fine. This guy is fine. Guy behind the building. 2 potential fails. Is fine. Guy in the shed is fine. And the 2 guys in the building. 1 at a time, I guess. Is fine, and the other one. Cool. All right. Well, I pinned you down. Real good.
Yep.
All right. Next, we're going to have the 2 half-tracks. One with a 3.7 centimeter and one with an MG engaging there. MG is 4 shots, hitting on 4s. 4 hits.
Okay.
Just roll them. Doesn't really matter to me which.
Okay.
I finally killed 1.
Yay.
So 1 dead. And then the 3.7 centimeter also hitting on a 4+, but only 1 shot. Misses.
Cool.
Infantry guns are going to shoot the same target, a little bit further away if they have range, though. I suppose I should check that. Yep, they do. Okay. It's 2 shots because they move tactically. Hitting on 4s. Both hit. I'll just assign them to rifle teams. So the front rank there. So you want to roll your saves at 3+. that not brutal. So one failed. So my firepower on these are a 3+. Kill another team.
Okay.
Alright. Alright, I'm going to repeat bombardment with my 10.5 centimeters again. So 3 Zis guns are underneath the token. And then if we roll the success, I hit you, you get a 4+ infantry save, which is re-rolled because I gained brutal for a repeat bombardment.
Okay.
Alright. Bet your pin again.
Yeah.
Alright, Soviet turn 3 starting step. We're going to do our bail-ins, so this tank.
And 4+. He gets back in.
Okay, and then that tank.
He
Does
does
not get back in, and then unpin that squad. They unpin.
They're good.
And unpin your artillery. They unpin.
He's good.
So, last stand check on this KV-1 platoon with a reroll because of the commander. On a 3+.
He
So he
stays.
stays, and the other squad?
He stays.
Oh, okay. 3 dice for reinforcements this turn.
Yep.
2 units.
Okay.
The Soviet movement step, the T-34 is dashed forward, carrying the Hero SMGs. The rest stayed stationary to try and engage me. Alright, to start the shooting step, we're going to attempt to re-range in the 120mm mortars right there. We're using the formation commanders there. There is no tall terrain underneath. I just have to check the skill, and I'll be right back. Alright, the formation commander has a skill 4+, but the guns have skill 5+, so using the lowest skill, you need a 5+. So your first attempt.
Nope.
Nope. The second attempt. Nope. And the last attempt. No.
All
Alright,
threes.
so he fails to range in.
Alright.
Alright, and then the farthest gun in towards the center of the table there is going to call in the artillery strike for the 76s right there. It's going to hit 1 grenadier and 2 Tiger tanks.
Okay.
So the grenadier hit on 4+. Yep,
Hits.
and the 2 tigers hit on 4+.
Miss.
Nope. 3+ for the infantry. Saved.
Okay.
But it is repeat bombardment, so he dies.
Okay.
We forgot to do the last stand check on the Su-85 on a 3+. Yep, okay.
Ninth round.
Now they're going to shoot the tigers, needing a 5 to hit because I'm of the cover.
Nothing.
Okay. Alright, what's left of that Hero Rifle Company is going to open up on my SMG 42s, sorry, SMG 34s. 5 teams with rate of fire 2 because they unpinned. Hitting on 4s. No, hitting on 5s because I remained stationary last turn, so that gives me cover.
2 hits.
Alright, let me assign one there. So left team, right team. Good to go.
Cool.
Alright, the formation KV-1S is going to shoot at the Panzer IVs. They moved up over the crest of the hill there, so they are in the open, so you're just hitting me on 4 with 2 shots.
Keep using the wrong die. One
So
hit.
1 hit, and you tank 9 to my front armor 6. There. Bounces.
Okay.
And then the last remaining KV-1 is also going to shoot the Panzer IVs, 2 shots, hitting on 4s.
2 hits.
1 goes in, so 8 up firepower. Doesn't matter who. No,
Doesn't
just
matter
roll the
who.
firepower first. And you
Yep.
blow up a tank. Now it matters. Yeah, you
No,
can shoot. I'm going to attempt to build back in my half tracks. They both get in.
Cool.
And unpin that unit. They unpin.
Cool.
And I think that was... Oh, a last stand check on them because they're down to 2 teams, so they can't meet the 3-team requirement for good standing for infantry. And they run away.
Alright.
So, starting over here, Panzer IV stayed where they were. The Panthers pulled back here to the Kraut field. attempt to start dealing with the T-34s. Blitzed forward the half tracks 4 inches and then moved them up onto the hill. Really need to get some infantry focus back over here again. The Panzer IIIs have swarmed up and are going to attempt to take care of that. If they can't, the command Panzer platoon is there. They can try and deal with that. Move forward my MG42s. I got my formation commander disembarked to support, and the Tigers attempted to cross into the tree line there. One failed the cross check, the other did not, so hopefully I can deal with those Su-85s and then skirt around the edges of the minefields. Alright, I'm going to start this turn with the artillery, repeating bombardment on your artillery. Once again, 3 guns are into the template. Rerolling successful hits because I've only got 2 guns firing. So I'll get 2 hits and I'll put them on the 2 left-hand ones. So then you need to make your infantry save, or gun team saves on them, which I think was a 4+.
I think so.
Just double checking. Yep. And you
Yep.
Alright, but they are pinned again.
Okay.
Alright, Tiger tank, the one in front, is going to shoot at your SU. I am just at 2 inches. Actually, I guess I'm a little bit over 2 inches away, so you still get the benefit of cover, so hitting on a 5+. I do not hit.
Okie dokie.
Right, the front 2 MG34 teams are going to shoot into the Hero rifles, hitting on 4s with a moving rate of fire 2. Never mind.
Alrighty.
And then the 7.5 centimeter guns. I'm going to attempt to drop a bombardment with them right here, I think.
Okay.
Just, yeah, right here, just so I'm not touching that tall terrain. So on a 3+. On first attempt, yes.
Alright.
So that'll hit 4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to put a ranged in marker. Well, I'll do that after. So 4 teams hitting you on 3s, and then rerolling successes because there's only 2 guns firing. So 1 hit, I'll put on this team here, and it is a 3-up infantry save, and then a firepower check. Which, can't remember if they're 4+ or 3+. They are bombardment 4+, so he's not dead, but that squad's now pinned.
Okie dokie.
Alright, Panzer III platoon. 1 is partially behind the line drawn across the front of your tank, so that's a side armor shot, and then these 2 are on the front. So I'll do him first. You are getting obscurement from that wreck, so I'm hitting you on a 4. He hits, and the other 2 hitting on 4s as well. All 3 hit. Anti-tank 9 on front armor 7, and anti-tank 9 on side armor 6.
Alright, so on the front armor.
Both bounce.
Okay.
And on side armor, that equals, I think, right?
I believe so.
Which makes you bailed out potentially again. Yes, so then you need to pass, because you're already bailed out, that's the second bailout, you need to pass a morale check.
Okay.
Otherwise, they run away, and they were confident.
I believe so.
Yeah. So
4+.
4+.
They're still here.
Okay. Company command tanks for the SS Mixed Tank Company. Panzer III long 5 centimeter and a Panzer IV late 7.5 centimeter. So the Panzer III hitting you on a 3+, and the Panzer IV hitting you on a 3+. So they both hit. So it's still your side armor, even though it's your literal rear. So your side armor 6. The Panzer IV is a anti-tank 9, and the Panzer III is an anti-tank 9, and the Panzer IV is an anti-tank 11.
Okay.
So tell me which one first, and then
Panzer III.
Okay, so you'll need a 3 or better. So you potentially bail out.
Okay, and Panzer IV.
I think that actually equals 11, right?
I think so.
6 plus 5 is 11. Yes. Okay. So, 3+ on the Panzer IV, 4+ on the Panzer III. So you're bailed out again.
And now you do their morale check, don't I?
think Yes.
All
I've
right.
technically already done one this turn, so I don't know, but we'll just say yes.
We'll just say yes, and you guys can correct us in the comments if we're wrong.
Yep.
He hangs out still.
Okay. So I was going to throw some Panther shots at the T-34s. So I'm going to throw one Panther shot at the KB-1.
Can he see me through the
Shooting
building?
the slight gap
Okay,
here,
yep.
and then one Panther shot at the T-34s.
Okay.
I just hit the double check range, and I'll be right back. Okay, this Panther is going to shoot, as I said, there at the KB, and this Panther is going to shoot at those T-34s.
Okay.
They're definitely over 16, but they are within range, and that's at 13, so under 16. So I'll be hitting here on a 3+,
Yep.
because you're aggressive. Your T-34s are reckless, so would normally be hit on a 2+, but because the range will be a 3+. So
Cool.
on the T-34s, it will hit.
Yep.
And on the KV, you will miss. Okay.
That one's just determined, man.
So I guess I'll just assign it to that tank.
Okay.
And then we have to double check what happens to infantry riding on tanks when the tank is shot. Be right back. All right, anti-tank 14 easily penetrates your armor. So 3 up firepower to destroy the tank. So the tank is destroyed, and then you need to make a infantry save for the team riding on it to see if they get off safely. Yes.
Yep.
So they dismount.
Cool.
And then this Panzer IV platoon is going to engage 2 different targets. He will engage the command tank because it's an open shot, and these 2 will engage that tank because it's a mostly open shot. So hitting you on 3s on the command tank. Yep.
Cool.
And then 4 shots on him. 2 of which are actually going to be obscured a little bit, so hitting on 4s for the 2. 1 hit, and 3s for the other. 1 hit. Alright, so both getting 2 hits. Now, his front armor is 9 because he's a KV-1 against anti-tank 11, so you need to roll 2 dice and get better than 2, I think. Yep, figured that would happen. Okay.
Yep.
And then the command tank is his front armor 7, I think we said earlier.
I believe so.
Yeah, so you need 4 or better. Okay.
Yep.
I just can't kill these KV-1s. I'm starting
Nope.
to feel like the Germans.
They are determined. All right.
And unfortunately, I think that's my turn.
Alrighty. My turn.
Alright, Soviet starting step, turn 4, I think. Gotta bail in that KV-1S.
4+. Nope.
Alright.
Last stand?
No, you gotta do the unpins first.
Okay.
So unpin them on a, I think they
I think
have a
it's a
3+ now
yeah.
because they were upgraded to guards.
They're in.
And the
4.
artillery on 4+.
They're good.
Alright, now last stand check on the guards heavy tank. I think it was a 3+.
Yep.
Okay. So, we just can't deal with these KV-1s.
Apparently, they're just very determined to hang out, even if they're turning into Swiss cheese.
Yep. Alright, honey, take me through your movement step.
Alright, so my reinforcements came in off this corner here and came through, and they're spreading out a little bit to start trying to cover the objective. He couldn't move, so he's hanging out. He's still pinned down. I moved those guys up, some of them kind of up on the hill to help support these guys against them, as well as having them still within command and being able to
Maybe.
fight those. Hide the doubtful.
Oh, and your Hero SMGs dismounted tactical forward, I think, and then followed
Yes,
me.
and then followed me.
Right.
Yep.
Alright, I guess on to shooting.
Yep.
Alright, we're going to start with the formation commander attempting to call in a bombardment here on top of my infantry and command teams. The skill on them, once again, formation commander is skilled 4, and the 120s are skill 5. So you only need to roll a 5 on your first attempt. No, on your second attempt.
No.
And the last attempt.
Yes.
Okay, so 2 commanders, 3 MG42s, and a half track. All right. So, let's do the 3 MG42s first. You will hit on, my normal hit on number is 4, plus 2 is your second attempt to range in, so hit on 6s.
My third attempt to range in.
Right, third attempt is plus 2, second attempt is plus 1, first attempt is no pluses.
Okay.
So, still 6s to hit.
Okay.
One hit. And then because you have 6 tubes firing, you reroll the other 2. Alright.
Nope.
So go ahead and assign that to one of the MG teams, and then roll 2 dice for the commanders. Please. Rerolling, because you have 6 tubes firing. Okay, and then 1 die for the half track. Reroll.
Nope.
Alright, so just the MG42 teams, 3-up infantry save, which I make.
Okay.
Even though I'm using your dice. Hey, maybe I should use your dice more often. Alright, moving on. Su-85 will attempt to shoot the Tiger. 2 shots, hitting on 5s, because they're still about 2 inches apart.
1 hit.
1 hit, alright. Anti-tank 12 to my front armor 9. I need a 3 or better. And I'll get a 6.
Okay.
2 of those T-34s are going to shoot cannons here against my infantry, the MG42 team. So two dice, because 1 shot each.
Yep.
You're over 16. But it moved, so I'm not in cover, so hitting me on 5s.
Nothing.
No. Okay. Once again, that Guards Rifle Company, Guards Hero Rifle Company is going to open up into my MG42s. 10 shots, 5 basic shooting.
I need what, a 4 or a 5?
5.
5. So 3 hits, 4 hits.
Wait.
And
No, it was
math?
only 4.
Is it
It was only 4. I can't do basic math, apparently.
Neither can I, it's fine.
Alright, so we got 5 hits. I've got 3 teams that could actually be assigned hits, so I guess... oh, sorry, you got 6 hits, so each team gets 2. Alright, that's easy. Easy peasy, that is. So, 1 team, the second team, and the last team. All saved,
Okay.
but pinned.
Okay.
Okay, we got the KV-1 shooting at the Panzers, hitting on 3s, or sorry, no, hitting on 4s, because I'm careful, and 2 shots because you're stationary.
2 hits.
Anti-tank's 9, my front armor 6, bounce both.
Okay.
And then we've got the formation commander doing the same thing, once again, hitting on 4s.
1
1
hit.
hit. That one goes in, so 3-up firepower.
No. It's a 2.
Alright, so you bail out one of my tanks.
Okay.
Alright, so 2 T-34s have line of sight past the hay bales on my Panzer IVs. 1 shot each, hitting on 4s.
1 hit.
Alright, and then, because I'm smart, I forgot to look up the AT. AT on the 76 millimeters. Oh, right, yeah, it's the same gun as a KV. So it's still a 9, so 3-up. So that potentially bails out one of my tanks on a successful firepower of 3+. Yes, yep. Okay. Alright, we just realized that most of the first few things of the turn 5 Germans I accidentally recorded in slow-mo. So just to quickly recap, in the starting step of German turn 5, we build back in 1 Panzer IV and unpin those units. In the German movement step, the Grenadiers debussed from their armored STKFZs, moved into the village. The tanks more or less remained stationary. Those moved a little bit to accommodate the infantry. They remained stationary, and they remained stationary. The Tigers cross-checked in through the forest, both of them passing, and blitzed into the minefields, one of them failing his skill check, but tanking the hit like a boss. And then at the start of the shooting step, we attempted to shoot that Su-85 again and missed. We shot and killed a T-34, and then I started doing some bombardments. I hit that unit with the 7.5 centimeter guns in a repeat bombardment, but didn't kill anything. And then we ranged in the LEFH 10.5 centimeters there with smoke bombardment to protect my Tigers, and then we're going to move on. All right, SMG 42s. These two can only hit like 3 teams. These two can hit a bunch of teams, so we'll do them separately, hitting you on 4s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 hits. Yeah, 8 hits. I'll just re-roll this again on the other. So 8, that can only hit 3 guys. And get that 3 out of there. 2, 4, 6, 7, that can hit everybody. We assigned 4 hits to these 2 teams here. We got 3 hits on him and then 1 hit on these 4 teams. So if you want to start doing your saves, honey.
All right, let's start with the teams that have 4 hits. So we'll start with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's dead?
No, you just dug in, remember? So I still have to pass a 6-up firepower.
Right.
Still not dead.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, the next team with 4 hits.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, lots of dice.
You can reroll the 2. It's cocked.
Okay.
Still alive. The team with 3 hits now. Two fails. Still nothing.
Okay.
And then the last 4 teams that have 1 hit each. That's dead.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now do the Komissar next.
Okay.
And the command team. All right. You just lose 1 rifle team. Okay. That KV. Stationary and ready to fire from these panzers. He's actually in the open, so that'll be 3+. These will be a 4+.
Yeah.
So 2 shots each. The one's hitting on 4+. Yes. And the one hitting on 3+. Yes. So 2 of them are on side armor. These 4 are on front armor.
Okay.
Your front armor was 7. Your side armor was 6. So, right?
I believe so.
Right? My gosh, yes, that's right. So,
Okay.
anti-tank is 9, so you need 2 or better on the fronts, so 4 dice on the front.
Okay.
Don't roll a 1.
Roll the 1. A
1
single
potential
1.
bail. Oh, no, that's only 8. 1 potentially destroyed. Oh, that's good. Okay. And then roll the side shots. You need 3 to equal 4 to ignore.
And 2 of them?
Yeah. Okay. The front shot that penetrated on a 4+. He's bailed out again! Okay. Motivation check on a...
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just can't kill it. At least tank-wise, I just can't kill it. I have a solution. Don't worry. I do have a solution. We'll see what it is in a second. Move on. All right. The command tanks, the Panzer III and the Panzer IV, shooting into the infantry.
Okay.
The Panzer III first, hitting on a 4+. Nope. And the Panzer IV hitting on a 4+. Yep. So 1 infantry save on a rifle team, please. No. Okay. That was worth a try. Then we'll do 2 Panzer IVs into your command KV. Stationary rate of fire is 4. 1 of which will be shooting through cover. So hitting on a 4+. 1 hit. And the other one hitting on a 3+ because it's in the open. 1 hit. All right. And the front armor is 7 to my anti-tank 11. So 4 or better.
Nope.
Both go in. The command tank is blown up.
Okay.
Okay, the Panthers are going to engage the T-34s, shooting at the guy up on the hill here in the field. I'm just double checking to see if they're over 16, which they are. So I'll target him, open line of sight, and I will be hitting you on a 3+ because you are over 16.
Okay.
So I'll get 1 hit, so it automatically gets assigned to him, and on a 3+, he go boom.
Okay.
So
Goodbye.
that is 1 dead T-34. Panzer Grenadiers, this team will shoot here at the 1 valid target he's got, and this team will shoot at that 1 valid target, hitting on 4s. So this one, don't, and the one at the guy in the building, 1 hit, a 3-up infantry save, please. Saved. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. In an effort to finally clear this village of this KV-1, I'm going to assault it.
Okay.
You're bailed out, so you don't get defensive fire.
Yep.
This team moves into 4 inches. Moves
Cool.
up to 4 inches into base contact.
Yep.
So I've contacted you. Now I check to see if there's anything within 8 inches of my team that can defensive fire, which there is not. So then I do a skill check to attack you. My skill is 3+. I hit.
Okay.
My anti-tank is 2 on your top armor of 2. Nothing happens. So, once we do that, we check if assault is over. And I win if the defenders within 4 inches are destroyed or bailed out.
Yep.
So he automatically blows up. And I finally killed the KV! I only had to, actually physically get up to and throw a grenade down a hatch, but whatever. I'm counting that as a victory for my tanks. Absolutely.
Yep. Alrighty. Deal.
Moving on.
Moving on. It is dead.
Soviet turn 5 starting step. We're going to unpin that unit of Hero rifles.
3+.
Yep. And then we were just double checking. I have knocked out all but one KV-1. So there's only one unit from that formation left on the battlefield. So their formation morale breaks and he flees the battlefield. Okay. But Bree does still have 2 formations in the form of the T-34 Battalion and the Hero Motor Rifles. So you are still good to continue playing.
Cool.
But he runs away.
Okay.
Or, well, doesn't run away so much as knows when to call quits.
That's fair.
And then reserves for the Soviets, turn 5, 3 dice. If you don't get a 5, you automatically get your last unit. You get your last unit. All right. All right, Soviet movement. The brave Soviet tankovi have charged forward through the smoke clouds to engage the Tigers. And over there, the other brave Soviet tank corps has charged forward around the wrecks of the dead comrades of the Guards Heavy Tank Division to engage those Panzer IVs. And the Hero SMGs are making their way into the town to get to grips with the fascist invaders. And we got the battalion commander has come to oversee the movements of his tank corps, while the Su-85 passed both a cross-check and a skill test to move through the minefields of their own deployment and look for side shots on my Tiger. We're going to start with taking a side shot. 1 shot because you moved,
Yep.
but hitting on a 4+.
Nope.
Good. What's next?
These guys are going to shoot into these 2.
All right, one of them can't, or sorry, 2 of the 57 millimeters, because of the angles, because they're on that side, can't shoot their comrades. So
But
you got,
these 4 are good.
well, you got 3 76 millimeters and 1 long barrel 57 millimeter. So let's pull up the stats and we'll be right back. All right, so we forgot that the Tiger's front armor is 9, so unfortunately the 76 millimeter ones won't be able to hurt, but we did check that there's just enough gap between those 2 tanks there on the left at that 57 millimeter behind the smoke marker, can shoot through and get a hit on my Tiger. So we've got 2 57 millimeter shooting, 1 hitting on 4 because my tank's in the open, 1 hitting on 5 because my tank is slightly concealed.
So, hitting on 4?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
No, and hitting on 5. Yes. So anti-tank 11 to my front armor 9. So you could potentially bail me out on a successful firepower of 4+.
Okay. Got it.
Sweet. Next, we're going to repeat bombardment there, hitting the 2 command teams, the 3 MG-34s, and the 1 half-track. So, it's now your first round, so you don't have to add anything, so just thinking on 4s. So 3 on the SMG-34s. Rolling fails, though, because you have 6 guns firing. Okay, so 2 hits on the SMG-34s, and then the 2 command teams. Yep, and the half-track.
Yep.
Okay. So half-track top armor is 0, your anti-tank is 2, so equals on a, I think it's a 3+ for the 120s. You can go ahead and roll while I check. Yeah, you got a 4, so it's one or the other. Yeah, 3+, so that builds out that half-track.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 hits on my company commanders. Good, and it was 3 hits on the machine guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good, but both units are now bailed or sorry, pinned down.
Alright, so some of these guys are going to shoot into that group, and then these stands here are going to shoot into these guys.
Alright, how many exactly shooting where?
So these 4 stands are shooting into them.
Okay.
And then these 4 stands are shooting into them.
Okay. So
actually, I'm not sure if he's gonna have.
Well, he's in the building, so he's got those 2 windows on that side, so he can engage the one dude on the left of my tank. The other 3 can only hit that one dude on the right of those tanks. So let's do them first. So 2 shots for the guy in the building, and you'll be hitting on a 5 because I'm concealed from my tank. 1 hit on him. Okay. And then the 3 teams, so 6 shots. And then that team's not concealed because too much of them is sticking out over there. So hitting on 4s. So 5 hits on him.
Yep.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So 8 shots on the MG42s. Now they're stationary last turn, so they are concealed. Hitting on 5s.
And only 1 hit.
Okay, so saving the dude with 1 hit to the left of my Panzer III, just over there. He saves.
Okay.
And then 5 hits on his comrade in the square. He's very, very dead. And then 1 hit on one of my SMG 34s. He's good.
Yeah.
Yep, so next we're going to have these 3 T-34s engaging with Panzer IVs. Unfortunately, these 2 do not have line of sight due to the hay bales and their friendly tank. He's drawing line of sight there and here. So I am going to be in cover from 2 of them because they're shooting through wrecks. He is not shooting through wrecks, so he'll be hitting on 4. The other 2 will be hitting on a 5.
Okay, so hitting on a 4.
Yep.
Hits.
Okay.
And then hitting on 5s.
Yep. Yeah.
Miss.
All right. Which one would you like to hit on? All right. Anti-tank 9 to my front armor 6. Bounces.
Okay.
Okay, we got some bailing in to do. Panzer IV on a 3+. Stays bailed out. Half track on a 3+. I don't know which one that was, so I'll just roll that. Half track on a 3+. Stays bailed out. Unpin the SMG 34s. They stay pinned. And unpin the Panzer Grenadier in the town square. They unpin. Okay. Alright, almost forgot to bail back in my Tiger tank on a 2+.
2+.
Bails back in.
Okay.
Moving on. Alright, to kick off my shooting phase, the Tigers are going to open up fire. One of them is going to target the Su-85 with 2 shots, and the other one is going to target the T-34s in front of him with 2 shots. So hitting the Su-85 on a 4+ because it's careful with 2 hits, and hitting the T-34s on a 2+ because they're reckless for 2 hits. Also, I completely forgot at the end of my starting step to remove that smoke, so that smoke is not there.
Okay.
So I will assign 1 hit to the 57mm on the right and the 1 hit on the 76mm right beside him. It'll go straight through your armor because anti-tank was 14. So a 3+ on the 57mm T-34 blows it up, and a 3+ on the the other 76mm tank. Both are destroyed, and then the armor penetration is still 14, so still goes through your front armor. 5 on your Su-85 and blows it up.
Okay.
Alright, Panzer II OP is going to attempt to call in an artillery strike right essentially here with my 10.5s, so I'm not triggering danger close right here. I'll need a 4+ because my skill is 3 + 1 for the tall terrain, so his first attempt, it triggers off, and I'll hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams in that squad.
Okay.
Hitting on 3s, but re-rolling successes because, again, 2 guns firing. 1 hit. I'll put it on the Komissar.
Alrighty.
Do you wish to mistake and target it?
Yes.
Okay, on 3+. Yes. So, I guess on a rifle team, so just a 3-up infantry save.
Saved it.
But they are pinned down.
Yep.
Right, and then the infantry guns here, I was going to repeat bombardment, but I've moved my panzers up, so now it's danger close. So they're just going to direct fire into the dudes on the hill. Hitting on...
Was it 3s?
Yeah, hitting on 3s. But you're on cover, so hitting on 4s. 1 hit. I'll put it on a rifle team. 3-up save, please.
Nope.
And then a 4-up firepower and direct bow. No. Okay. The pinned down MG40 or MG34s. These 2 can only target him, hitting on 4s with 2 shots each. 1 hit. And the other 2 can target the rest of the squad, basically, hitting on 4s. So I will just put 1 hit on that dude and 1 hit on the dude behind him.
Cool. Can do.
So
Infantry saves.
Shed dude
3.
3-up. Shed dude 3-up. Okay, and the guy behind him. Good to go. All right.
Yep.
All right, the Panzer III platoon is going to MG that squad as well. So he's going to shoot on that one team, and they're going to open up on those dudes. So the shooting the one team, hitting on 4. It's 2 hits on him, and the other 2 shooting at the top 4 teams, essentially. Hitting on 4s. 5 more hits. Or 4 more hits, sorry. So 2 saves on him, and then 1 save each on those 4 teams in the back.
Okay, so the 2 saves on the one dude.
1 fail on the 6-up. Nope. Okay. And then we'll do your Komissar first and the command unit.
Okay, and 1
Oh,
each,
sorry,
right?
I already killed the Commissar. So the rifle team at the back. So 1 hit. 3-up. Okay, the unit leader. Okay, and then the unit in the house. And the unit in the foxholes. Okay. But they are not pinned. And then the Panzer Commander units, the Panzer III and the Panzer IV, are going to MG the SMG Company in the road. 4 shots each, so 8 in total, hitting you on 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. And they'll just all go on SMG teams, so you can roll them all together.
Okay.
Kill 2 stands.
Okay.
And pin that unit down. Panzer IVs are going to engage the T-34s. They are all in cover to them now, so hitting on 3+. 4 hits. 1, 1, 1, and 1. And you take 11. Your front armor was 6, I think. You know, by now you'd think I'd remember.
Getting that magical
6.
point in the night where our brain's
6.
starting to die.
Alright, front armor 6. So, for him, a 3 or better. That goes in. For him, a 3 or better.
Nope, 4.
Okay, so that bounces. For him, a 3 or better. That
1.
goes in, and the one there for
4.
Alright, so 2 potentially destroyed. So front tank here, build out, and this tank in the back is destroyed.
Okay.
So they'll target him over 16, and he's in cover, so hitting on 4, and then scattering hits where needed. 2 hits. So 1 and 1 to go straight to firepower because it's anti-tank 14. So him blown up and him build out.
Okay.
All right, we're doing 2 assaults. I moved them up and I moved them up. We checked for defensive fire. There's nothing except the tanks here that could potentially hurt me. So you'll get 1 tank. They can defensive fire. I guess actually all 3 can. No, sorry, yeah, they're built out. Never mind. So the 1 tank, stationary red fire 2, hitting me on a 4.
Yep, 1 hit.
1 hit, and then it is on side armor, so straight to firepower 3+.
Nope.
Built out. Okay, so that hurts, but whatever. I guess I should have stayed where I was. They'll automatically die at the end of this turn at that point. So these 2. No units are close enough, so I just go straight to my skill checks of 3+ to kill this unit here. Now you can test to counterattack if you wish, bearing in mind that you'll be using your anti-tank 2 on my front, or on my top armor 2, or sorry, on my top armor 1. So I need to basically roll a 1 in my armor saves for you to stop me. Or you can elect to just fall back.
YOLO, let's try it.
Alright, so it is a motivation check on... Do you have a specific listing for counterattack?
Check my command card too if it's part of that card.
Last stand and rally. So just a 3+ for your regular motivation with the Komissar. So no, you have to fall back. So let's just double check what that is and we'll be right back. Alright, they moved up their 4 inches while the infantry fell back, and yeah, we checked. He blows up. Foolish, but worth the risk. Start of the starting step, Soviet turn 6. We have some battalions, so might as well start here. What was their remount? They're guards. Their motivation's 3+ because they're guards.
Right. Nope.
Nope. The other one?
Yep.
Yes. So you don't have to worry about a last stand test. Unpin the SMGs.
Yep.
Yep. Unpin your formation commander for the rifles. Yep. And the squad that's with them. Yep. And the dude's falling back down the hill.
No.
They get a reroll because... Oh, no, never mind. The unit leader is outside of 6 inches from the commander. Walk us through your movement, honey.
Alrighty, so I brought these guys kind of scooted around the side in hopes of getting a couple of side shots. These guys are still going to be shooting on front armor, but at least they've got a side. He moved up as well to join them. And then these guys just tucked themselves a little bit more behind those buildings for a bit of extra cover.
Alright.
And that's it.
On to shooting. Alright, we're going to start with the T-34s attacking the Tiger there. So yeah, we'll do them in 2 groups. The 76mm that will be on the side shots, and the 57mm that are potentially front shots.
Okay, the side shots first.
Hitting on 4s. One hit. And then the anti-tank 11 57mm hitting on 4s.
No.
Alright, so we put the 76 on the side. And its anti-tank is 9. And my side armor is 8. So on a 1 or better, bounces. Alright, these T-34s, 2 of them that aren't bailed out, I'm going to shoot the Panzer IVs, hitting on 5s because of the wrecks. 2 shots each because they're stationary. Hitting on 5s.
Hitting on 5s. Okay. 2 hits.
Alright, where do you want to send? One of my dudes is currently bailed out.
I'll put it on the bailed out tank and the one close to the tank that's about to, well, has it rather already exploded.
Alright, the bailed out tank needs a 3 or better. I will equal. And the other tank, 3 or better, I will ignore it. So, firepower check on the 3.
2.
Alright, so I'm not bailed out again. I do not need to make a morale check.
Okay.
Alright, slight recording issue again. So for my starting step, I bailed back in my Panzer IVs, the half track, and unpinned my command and my MG-34s. So moving on to German movement. Okay, so we need to break you and end this. So what we've done is we passed skill checks. Why do you gotta do that? We passed skill checks and we rammed our Panzer IVs through.
Okay.
We disembarked the Panzer Grenadiers and took up positions in the town while moving those back. I passed my skill check to blitz my Panzer IIIs over to make room for my Panzer Commander. And the Tigers opted to not tempt fate. You know what? I'm going to tempt fate.
Oh no.
I'm going to attempt a cross-check on the Gdu in the forest. Of course I had the temp fate. Okay, well, still also have to pass the skill check because of the... Yeah, okay, that would. So I bogged down, but I can still shoot.
Okay.
All right. Start with the Tigers. Stationary rate of fire 2 on your T-34s. Hitting on 2s.
A mess of hits.
1 hit each. Firepower 3+. Blows up all but 1.
Okay.
And then Panzer Commander, 1 shot on your T-34 down the hill. Hitting on a 2. Hits. Blowing it up on a 3. Bails it out.
Okay.
And we'll put 2 more shots into the bailed out remaining T-34 and 4 more shots into Commander from the Panzer 3s. So on the bailed out tank, hitting on 2. Both hit. It's another bailed out because I failed my firepower, but I penetrate your side armor, so a motivation check on a 3+ to keep them in the game.
Okay.
It fails, so it's gone, so that unit's dead, and 4 shots in the command tank. 2 hitting. Sorry, no, you're hitting on a 2+. 4 hitting, and 4 at firepower, and it's blown up.
Okay.
And then we'll mark those with smoke and be right back. Alright, the MG-34s, 2 of them shift to position, so they're using their moving rate of fire of 2 each. The other 2 stayed stationary, so 6 shots each on your Hero SMG, or Hero Motor Rifles that are falling back, hitting on a 3+. Because you're in the open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams left. Okay, so we've got, sort of, you can see it over there. I put, after having a hard time figuring it out, 2 hits on both Command and Komissar, and 1 hit on the rest of the teams. So, we'll start with the Komissar. 2 hits. 3 up to save. He lives. 2 hits on the Command. Save both. And then 1 hit on 4 more teams.
Saved. Saved.
Dead.
Dead. Saved.
Okay. Next, I'll do my 2 7.5 infantry guns. Direct firing at them, hitting on 3s. Missing. And I'll do 2 Panzer Grenadier MG shots into your SMGs there.
Okay.
Hitting on 3s. No, hitting on 4s because I'm shooting through a tree. 1 hit, so 1 save on an SMG, please.
Nope.
Dead. And then my 3 Panzer 4s that charged into your T-34s will shoot, hitting on 3s because of this Rex. And I'll put 1 hit on the 2 unbailed out tanks. Anti-tank 11 to your front armor 6, so 5 or better.
Nope.
Both go in, 3+, both destroyed.
Okay.
And that will, I think, end my turn, because I don't wish to charge. Alright, Soviet starting step, turn 7. We're going to try and unbail that out on the 3+.
He's in.
Alright, and then the last stand check, because he's the last dude remaining.
He stays.
The formation only has 1 remaining unit left, so unfortunately the formation breaks, leaving you only with your motor rifle formation left.
Okay.
We forgot we have to unpin them on a 3+.
Unpinned.
Yes, they unpin. And on that note, Bree is deciding to concede. Unfortunately, with the last of her tanks destroyed, the only anti-tank she really has at this point is the artillery, and it's only anti-tank 9. So, I mean, it can definitely hurt my Panzers, but it wouldn't do a lot against my Tigers, and they're the ones that are currently holding the objective. So, and charging the Hero Motor Rifles may work if, because it's anti-tank 2 on top of my... No, it's anti-tank 2 on my top armor 2, so I guess that really wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I guess we should have brought the RPG-7 hand grenades for at least one of the squads, so we'll know that for next time.
Yep.
So we are declaring that a German victory, but the Germans are severely exhausted. in claiming this hill, and hopefully the Russian counterattack next week will not push them off. Okay, so German victory. That was brutal.
It was.
Bit of a slugfest. Yeah. Guess you should have brought more anti-tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those KVs just didn't want to die.
No. Oh my god. They were resilient as cockroaches in the apocalypse.
It reminds me of the one story or the one historical record I've read of a KV-1 holding off an entire German armored company for, I think it was 2 days at a crossroads during the beginning of Operation Bagration, I think, or not Bagration, sorry, Operation Barbarossa, Soviet invasion, or the German invasion of the Soviet Union. And at the end of it, when I think they ran out of ammunition, so they finally surrendered, there was something like 244 or 250 plus shell marks from incoming German fire on the front of the KV, and just not a single round had pierced because the Germans just didn't have the anti-tank at that point.
Oh my god.
So that's kind of what that reminded me of today.
That is a fair reminder.
Yep. So what went wrong? What do you think went wrong? What could you do better next time or differently next time?
I definitely needed more anti-tank in my infantry. And next time I think I would bring down some of my infantry that I had super dug in around the one point and dig a few of them around the other point as well.
Yep.
I know I was a bit apprehensive to do that when I was setting up because it was so in the open, but I think it would have benefited a lot from that. Even if it ended up being cannon fodder, it would have at least beat you back long enough that I could have maybe taken a few more good hits before I lost all of my good hitting stuff.
I would also add that the idea to block off the approaches with the minefields was good because, as our viewers saw, I didn't really want to risk going through them, but it also kind of hampered you.
Yeah, I also didn't want to go through them either.
Exactly. So maybe next time when you're placing minefields, just bear in mind where you're going to want to advance through. And yeah, anything else?
Next week I will regain my honor.
We'll see. We'll see. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, we appreciate all of your support. If you're watching this and aren't subscribed, please feel free to click that subscribe button. And if you want notifications about our new videos, there's a bell icon somewhere to click that. And if you like what we did today, feel free to leave us a like and any comments. We're always looking forward to any engagement from our community. And any corrections on rules, because as Bree pointed out in the last video, she's still learning. I'm still trying to keep it in my head because there's so many different game systems I played that are all confusing me a little bit. So bear with me, guys. Bear with us. We'll get there eventually, and we hope you enjoy the ride. Remember, we're all in this together, and I'm pulling for you.
Take care.
Cheers.